Hello everyone. I'm excited to share a real-life example of a US citizenship interview that recently took place. In this case, the immigration officer did not follow the standard test format and instead asked a variety of questions, including personal details and yes or no questions. This is a great representation of what can happen in an actual interview. Some officers may begin with the civics test, while others might start by reviewing your N-400 form. There's no set format they have to follow. Let's dive in. Good afternoon. I have an appointment for my citizenship interview today.
Good afternoon. What time is your appointment?
It's at 3 p.m.
May I see your USCIS appointment letter and ID, please?
Of course, here they are.
Please remove your shoes, coat, wallet, and belt, and place them in the tray. Any electronic devices like laptops or cell phones should go in a separate bin. Now, please proceed through the scanner.
Thank you.
Your naturalization interview will be on the second floor.
Thank you.
Alexandra Ivanova?
Yes, that's me.
Good afternoon, Alexandra. I'm Immigration Officer Denver, and I'm going to interview you today. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How about you?
I'm good as well, thank you. Place your belongings on the table and remain standing. I'll need you to swear before the interview begins. Can you please raise your right hand? Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Please take a seat.
Thank you.
Do you know what you just promised?
Yes, officer. I promise to tell the truth.
Do you know what taking an oath means?
It's a public promise that I must do truthfully.
Please let me know if any of your answers have changed since submitting your application. Okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions before we start?
No, thank you.
If you do not understand any question, feel free to ask me to repeat it. Okay?
Okay.
How long were you waiting for me?
Not so long. It's about 25 minutes.
Do you know why you are here today?
Yes, I know. I am here for my citizenship interview today.
Did you come here voluntarily?
Yes, I did. I've been looking forward to this day.
Do you have any physical disability or mental impairment that prevents you from demonstrating your knowledge and understanding any part or question of the naturalization exam?
No, officer.
Did you face any problem to find our location?
No, it was quite easy.
How was the traffic outside?
Not so bad. As usual.
Do you feel well prepared for your interview today?
Yes, I do.
How did you come here today?
My husband drove me here.
Where is he now?
He is waiting at the lobby.
How is the weather today?
Oh, that's great. It's a shiny weather today.
Are you ready for your interview?
Yes, officer, I am ready.
Okay.
What is your contact number?
312-789-6523.
Is either of your parents a U.S. citizen?
No, my parents are permanent residents. They applied for US citizenship and are waiting for their interview.
When did you move to the U.S.?
I moved to the US on December 4th, 2019.
What's your full name?
My full name is Alexandra Ivanova.
Please spell your last name.
Ivanova.
Do you go by any other names?
No, I don't have any other names.
Do you want to change your name when you become a citizen?
Yes. I would like to change my name.
What name would you like to use?
I would like to use Alex Ivanova.
Do you live in Chicago?
Yes, I do.
What's your date of birth?
June 22nd, 1990.
Who do you live with at your current address?
I live with my husband and 2 children.
What is your current address?
1234 West Oak Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60622.
When did you move to that address?
I moved here on March 10th, 2023.
Where did you live before that?
89 Riverside Avenue, Unit 3, Houston, Texas, 77002.
Where else have you lived in the last 5 years?
Just the 2 addresses I've mentioned.
How long have you been a permanent resident?
I've been a permanent resident for 5 years.
Are you currently employed?
Yes, I am.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a project manager.
Where do you work?
I work at Apex Technologies.
When did you start your work at Apex Technology?
On October 1st, 2020.
Where did you work before that?
I worked at Global Financial Solutions.
What was your position there?
I was a financial analyst.
When did you leave that job?
I left that job on September 30th, 2020.
I need to see your USCIS appointment notice, ID, and green card.
Of course, here they are.
Thank you. What country are you a citizen of?
I'm a citizen of Bulgaria.
Were you born in Bulgaria?
Yes, I was born in Bulgaria.
Are you a citizen of any other country?
No, just Bulgaria.
What is your social security number?
305888790.
Okay.
Who sponsored you to live in the U.S.?
My brother sponsored me.
How tall are you?
I'm 5 feet 5 inches tall.
Have you taken any trips outside the U.S. in the last 5 years?
Yes, I've taken one trip to Canada, in 2021.
How many days were you outside the U.S.?
I was outside for 12 days.
You left the U.S. on July 20th, 2021?
Yes, that's correct.
What the purpose of that trip?
I went to Canada to visit my sister.
Have you taken any other trips outside the U.S. after you filed your N-400 application?
No, officer, that was my only trip outside the U.S.
What did you do for a living in Bulgaria?
I worked as a marketing director in Bulgaria before I moved here.
Are you married?
Yes, I'm married.
Have you ever been divorced?
Yes, I've been divorced once.
When did you get divorced?
I got divorced on November 15, 2015.
Do you have the divorce paperwork with you today?
Yes, here it is.
Thank you. Do you have any children from your previous marriage?
No, I don't.
Do you have any children from your current marriage?
Yes, we have one son.
What's his name?
His name is Daniel Johnson.
What is his date of birth?
His date of birth is February 25, 2019.
Where was he born?
He was born in the United States.
Can you please show me your son's birth certificate, please?
Of course, here they are.
Thank you. What is your current marriage date?
It's January 18, 2019.
Can you please show me your marriage certificate?
Of course, here they are.
Thank you. How many times has your current spouse been married?
This is his first marriage.
What is your current spouse's full name?
His full name is Eric Johnson.
What is his date of birth?
He was born on July 12, 1982.
What is your spouse's country of origin?
He is from the United States.
Is your current spouse a U.S. citizen?
Yes, my husband is a U.S. citizen.
Do you have any favorite places to visit or things to do in Chicago?
I love the Art Institute and taking walks in Millennium Park. On weekends, we like to explore different neighborhoods and try new restaurants.
You mentioned wanting to change your name after becoming a citizen. What inspired that decision?
I feel like Alex is a bit more Americanized and fits better with the life I've built here. Plus, it's shorter and easier for people to pronounce.
Can you tell me a little more about your family? How often do you stay in touch with them?
I talk to them every few weeks. My parents were living in Sofia, and I also have a sister in Canada, who I visit whenever I can.
What was it like growing up in Bulgaria?
It was a very close-knit community. I remember spending a lot of time with friends in the countryside. It was peaceful, and we often had family gatherings.
Do you see yourself staying in the US long term, or do you ever imagine moving back to Bulgaria one day?
I plan to stay here for the long term. My children are growing up here, and it feels like home now. I do visit Bulgaria occasionally though.
What inspired you to move to the United States? Was it something you always dreamed of, or did the opportunity come later in life?
It wasn't something I'd always dreamed of. But when my brother moved here and started his life, I realized the potential for growth. I decided to take the leap, and it turned out to be the right decision.
How did your brother help you in the immigration process? Can you describe your relationship with him?
He guided me through the paperwork, helped me understand the system, and was very supportive. We have a very close relationship.
Could you share a bit more about your husband's background and how you two met?
Eric is from Chicago, and we met while I was working in Houston. It was a bit of a whirlwind romance, but we've been together for 5 years now.
What has been your favorite part of living in the US so far?
The sense of possibility. There's a lot of freedom to pursue dreams here, whether it's career or personal goals.
Are there any aspects of American culture that you particularly enjoy? How does it differ from life in Bulgaria?
I enjoy the opportunities for growth here. It's a place where you can really shape your future. It's different from Bulgaria, where the pace can be slower.
What are your hopes for your children as they grow up in the US?
I hope they embrace both cultures and have the opportunity to pursue whatever they're passionate about.
How did you find the process of settling in Chicago? Is there anything about the city that you particularly love?
Chicago is wonderful. The food, the diversity, it feels like home already. I love the lakefront and the variety of things to do.
What was the biggest adjustment you had to make when you first moved to the US?
The language and cultural differences. But over time, I got used to it. Especially with the support of my brother and friends.
What advice would you give to someone thinking of immigrating to the US?
Be patient, stay focused, and make sure you have a strong support system. It's a journey, but it's worth it.
Is there a dream or goal that you're working towards now, either personally or professionally, that you'd like to share?
I'd like to continue advancing in my career and also build a stronger network of people from different backgrounds to give back to the community.
Great. Now, I will continue to review your N-400 application. Have you ever ordered, incited, called for, committed, assisted, helped with, or otherwise participated in not letting someone practice their religion?
No.
Define incite.
To encourage someone to do something.
Have you ever ordered, incited, called for, committed, assisted, helped with, or otherwise participated in genocide?
No, officer.
What is genocide?
To kill a whole race.
Have you ever advocated or involved in or in any way associated with the establishment in the United States of a totalitarian dictatorship?
No, never.
What is dictatorship?
A dictatorship is an autocratic form of government.
Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with any communist or totalitarian party anywhere in the world?
No, officer.
What is the Communist Party?
A group that believes the government should own and control everything.
Can you give me an example of communist country?
North Korea.
What is totalitarian party?
A group that believes the government should control everything that people do.
Have you ever ordered, incited, called for, committed, assisted, helped with, or otherwise participated in intentionally and severely injuring or trying to injure any person?
No.
Define injure.
To hurt someone.
Were you ever a part of any group, or did you ever help any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so?
No.
Have you ever manufactured, cultivated, produced, distributed, dispensed, sold, or smuggled any controlled substances, illegal drugs, narcotics, or drug paraphernalia in violation of any law or regulation of a U.S. state, the United States, or a foreign country?
No.
What is smuggle?
Bring something illegally into the country.
What is controlled substances?
Drugs regulated by the government.
What are narcotics?
Illegal drugs such as heroin or cocaine.
What is drug paraphernalia?
Equipment to make or use illegal drugs.
Have you ever served in, been a member of, assisted, or participated in any armed group, for example, paramilitary unit, self-defense unit, vigilante unit, rebel group, or guerrilla group?
No, officer.
What is armed group?
A group that carries weapons.
What is paramilitary unit?
A group that acts like the military but is not official.
What is self-defense unit?
A group that protects a community using weapons.
What is vigilante unit?
A group that acts like the police but is not official.
What is rebel group?
A group that fights a government.
What is guerrilla group?
A group that uses weapons to fight the military, police, or government.
That's impressive. Have you ever lied to any U.S. government officials to gain entry or admission into the United States, or to gain immigration benefits while in the United States?
No.
Have you ever served in, been a member of, assisted, or participated in any military or police unit?
No.
Have you ever ordered, incited, called for, committed, assisted, helped with, or otherwise participated in torture?
No, officer.
What is torture?
To cause great pain to someone.
Have you ever advocated or involved in, or in any way associated with sabotage?
No.
What is sabotage?
Intentionally damage or destroy something.
Were you involved with any assault? What is assault?
To attack violently.
Since you became a lawful permanent resident, have you called yourself a non-resident alien on a federal, state, or local tax return, or decided not to file a tax return because you considered yourself to be a non-resident?
No, officer.
What does file a tax return meaning?
Send a tax form to the government.
What is non-resident?
Someone who doesn't live in the United States.
Have you ever given any U.S. government officials any information or documentation that was false, fraudulent, or misleading?
No.
What is fraudulent?
Claim something that is not true.
What is misleading?
Give a wrong idea.
Have you ever ordered, incited, called for, committed, assisted, helped with, or otherwise participated in any kind of sexual contact or activity with any person who did not consent or was unable to consent, or was being forced or threatened by you or by someone else?
No, officer.
Define sexual contact or activity.
Touching someone sexually.
What is the meaning of did not consent?
Did not agree.
Have you ever helped anyone to enter or try to enter the United States illegally?
No, officer.
Define illegal.
Against the law.
Have you ever convicted of any crime?
No, never.
What is the meaning of convicted?
Found guilty of a crime under the law.
What is alternative sentencing?
A different way to punish someone instead of going to jail. Such as community service.
What is rehabilitative program?
A program to help someone to recover from drugs or alcohol.
What is clemency?
Reduce a sentence.
Define amnesty or pardon for.
Forgiveness for crimes committed.
Have you ever received any weapons training, paramilitary training, or other military type training?
No.
What is weapon training?
To learn how to use a gun.
Do you currently owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes in the United States?
No, officer.
What are overdue taxes?
Didn't pay taxes on time.
Have you ever been arrested, cited, detained, or confined by any law enforcement officer, military official, or immigration official for any reason, or been charged with a crime or offense?
No.
Define cited.
Given a ticket by the police.
What is the meaning of confined?
Jailed by the police.
Do you now have, or did you ever have a hereditary title or an order of nobility in any foreign country?
No.
What is hereditary title?
A royal title, such as a prince or princess.
What is order of nobility?
Like king or queen.
Have you ever advocated or involved in or in any way associated with overthrow the government of the United States by force or violence or any other unconstitutional means?
No.
What is unconstitutional meaning?
Antithetical to a constitution.
What is overthrow of a government?
To remove a government by force.
Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen in writing or any other way?
No, never.
What is the meaning of have you ever?
Anywhere in the world, at any time.
What is claimed to be a U.S. citizen?
To say, you are a US citizen.
Have you ever worked, volunteered, or otherwise served in a place where people were detained? For example, a prison, jail, prison camp, detention facility, or labor camp. Or have you ever directed or participated in any other activity that involved detaining people?
No, officer.
What is detention facility?
A place where people are forced to stay.
Have you ever married someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit?
No, officer.
What is immigration benefit?
Things like a visa, green card, or citizenship.
Have you ever been married to more than one person at the same time?
No, never.
Do you know what is called the person who marries more than one person at the same time?
Polygamy.
Have you ever made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States?
No, officer.
What is the meaning of misrepresentation?
Provide wrong information.
What is public benefit?
Support from the government, such as food stamps.
Have you ever registered to vote or voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States?
No.
What is registered to vote?
Sign up to choose a leader.
Have you ever committed, agreed to commit, asked someone else to commit, helped commit, or tried to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested?
No, officer.
What is offense?
Minor crime.
Define commit a crime.
To do something that breaks the law.
Have you ever sold, provided, or transported weapons? Or assisted any person in selling, providing, or transporting weapons which you knew or believed would be used against another person?
No.
What do you mean by transport in this question?
Carry one place to another.
Have you ever engaged in prostitution, attempted to procure or import prostitutes or persons for the purpose of prostitution, or received any proceeds or money from prostitution?
No, officer.
What is prostitution?
Doing physical relation for money.
Define procure.
To encourage someone.
Can you tell me the meaning of proceeds?
A portion of money from a transaction.
Have you ever ordered, incited, called for, committed, assisted, helped with, or otherwise participated in causing harm or suffering to any person because of their race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion?
No, officer.
What is national origin?
The nation where a person was born.
Have you ever failed to support your dependents, or to pay alimony?
No.
What is alimony?
Financial support.
What is pay alimony?
Give money to an ex-spouse after a divorce, as per court order.
Have you ever ordered, incited, called for, committed, assisted, helped with, or otherwise participated in killing, or trying to kill any person?
No.
Have you ever been removed or deported from the United States?
No, officer.
Have you ever gambled illegally, or received income from illegal gambling?
No.
What is illegal gambling?
To play a game for money that is against the law.
Have you ever been placed in removal, rescission, or deportation proceedings?
No, officer.
Define removal.
Making someone leave the United States.
What is rescission?
Canceling a visa to stay in the United States.
What are deportation proceedings?
Legal process of forcing someone to leave the United States.
Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States?
Yes, I do.
What is Constitution?
The supreme law of the land.
What does the Constitution do?
Sets up the government.
What is the form of government in the United States?
Republic.
If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States?
Yes, I am.
What is bear arms meaning?
Carry weapons.
Please explain bear arms on behalf of the United States.
Use a gun to defend the United States during a war.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction?
Yes, I am.
What is the meaning of civilian direction?
Direction from non-military person.
What is work of national importance?
Tasks that are important to a nation.
Please explain, perform work of national importance under civilian direction.
To do non-military work during a national crisis under civilian direction.
What is example of work of national importance under civilian direction?
Like, helping the Red Cross after an earthquake.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services in the U.S. Armed Forces?
Yes, I am.
What are non-combat services?
Services that do not involve combat.
Define, perform non-combatant services.
Do any work in a war, except fighting.
Can you please provide me few examples of non-combatant services?
It's like nursing, cooking, or translation.
Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States?
Yes.
What is oath?
A promise.
What is allegiance?
To be loyal to something.
What is oath of allegiance to the United States?
A promise to be loyal to the United States.
Are you unable to take the oath of allegiance because of a physical or developmental disability or mental impairment?
No, officer.
What is mental impairment?
Mental damage.
Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States?
Yes, I am.
What is oath of allegiance?
A promise to be loyal.
Now, let's move on to the reading and writing portions. You need to get at least one sentence correct in each part to pass. For the reading portion, please look at the screen and read this sentence out loud for me. Please read the sentence on the tablet.
Who is the first president?
Great job. You have passed your reading test.
Thank you, officer.
Now we're going to move on to the writing portion. Please write this sentence. Washington was the first president. Perfect. You've passed the reading and writing test as well.
Thank you so much.
Let's go through civics test. I'll ask you up to 10 questions, and you need to answer at least 6 correctly to pass. Have you prepared well for the civics test?
Yes, officer.
Good.
Please listen carefully to each question. What ocean is on the west coast of the United States?
Pacific Ocean.
Who wrote the Declaration of Independence?
Thomas Jefferson.
There are 4 amendments to the Constitution about who can vote. Describe one of them.
Citizens 18 and older can vote.
Who was president during the Great Depression and World War II?
Franklin Roosevelt.
We elect a U.S. Senator for how many years?
6.
Who is the father of our country?
George Washington.
What is the name of the national anthem?
The Star-Spangled Banner.
When is the last day you can send in federal income tax forms?
April 15th.
What is freedom of religion?
You can practice any religion, or not practice a religion.
What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful?
Checks and balances.
Great. You have passed the civics test. Can you please review the updated form N-400 and double-check your information? If everything is accurate, let me know.
Everything looks perfect.
If so, please move to the last page and sign at the bottom. Here is the full wording of the oath of allegiance. This is what you need to say when taking the oath at the naturalization ceremony. Please review it carefully. And if you acknowledge your willingness and ability to take an oath of allegiance and accept certain obligations of US citizenship, please sign at the bottom of that page. Fantastic! You passed your citizenship interview. Here's the result. Congratulations!
Thank you so much. I'm really excited.
Please remember, you're not a US citizen yet until you take the oath of allegiance at the official naturalization ceremony. We will send you a schedule to let you know the date and time when the oath ceremony takes place. Do you have any questions at this point?
Yes. When will I receive the notice?
You should receive the notice in the mail within 4 to 6 weeks.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Wonderful. We'll finish the interview today. Please follow me. I'll walk you out. Have a great day.
Thank you.